What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Spread Astaire, with Tyler Hicks. And Tyler, we've had the arguments all week. We've gone back and forth. Most people know where we're at, but let's do it one more time, right? Like the famous EDM song, right? One more time for the people before the series starts, and that'll make somebody's victory lap that much sweeter tomorrow. But remember, just winning game one doesn't mean you're going to win the series, right? I mean, not only can we predict kind of, what both you and I are going to say, we can predict the overreactions after game one. Like that's the whole series. So let's just review once again. I know that I like my West Coast guys. I know that you like your East Coast guys. Let everybody know why you're so high on the Boston Celtics.
I just think it's a different matchup than Golden State's played all playoffs. They had a cakewalk to the finals. They played Denver and a bunch of G Leaguers. They played Memphis without Jaw half the series. And then they played Dallas, who only had Luka. Now they got to play a team with size that could switch every screen they're going to throw in their little motion offense. Great defenders, tall wing defenders. So they're just going to give this team a bunch of problems. And I think Boston's going to have an easier time scoring on them than they had on a couple other teams they played. So I got to side with Boston here.
All right. So did Memphis not have size?
They had one guy.
Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson?
Jaren Jackson was foul troubled instantly in like the first couple of halves.
All right. I just think there's a lot of similarities to Memphis.
I mean, your professor switched up on you, Spread. He's on my side now.
I lost the professor. Oh my gosh, my day keeps getting worse. First, I bet on an ITF level player. Unbelievable. I should just put Ego on the sheet. Regardless, I do have you. We're all tilting the Warriors. We are all. Are you tilting? Yeah, get in there. All right, everyone's against me tonight. Even we, the people.
No, he's backwards. He's thinking the Dubs win it in 7, but the Celtics take game 1.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see it.
That's like completely backwards from like what I was thinking. I was thinking Golden State takes game 1 and Boston wins the series.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So all right. Well, if we have questions in the chat, right, because we might have some new viewers, but most of I think we know where we stand. You make a bunch of great points, and let's be honest, right? I mean, I'm not saying like I didn't even make this more than a 1-unit bet, right? So it's not like I'm like got my house on it, right? But my handicap is number one. I think the Warriors defense is a little bit underrated, right? Everyone knows that Boston has a great defense and they get so much credit for it. I don't think the Warriors get credit for how good their defense is. Everyone says that Boston's so big. If you look at their starting lineup, it's really not that much bigger, right? I mean, Steph's a little smaller than Derek White, but for the most part, the Warriors have size too. Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, right? Your 3 forwards are all about the same size. Al Horford's a little taller, but not that crazy to me. And I think that people downplay Kevon Looney's ability to play in that switch defense, right? They think that he's just going to get picked on. He was pretty good on the switch against Luka in Dallas, right? So if you can switch against Luka, I'm comfortable with you switching there. See what they did to us, Richie? They're making us choose. You guys got to choose between your favorite guys, right? And so I guess we learned one thing today, Tyler. You can't spell big timed without Big T. He got us there. Not happy with Big T preempting us and taking our guess, but we're still going to bring you the fire content. So we know that we're on opposite sides here, but that doesn't mean that we can't find some props that we will all agree on. Why don't we go right there, Tyler? What props are you looking at for tonight?
I mean, the ones I'm looking at, you're not going to like. Give me Steph's unders. I mean, Marcus Smart chasing him around, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Numbers 27.5. I don't think he's getting there.
I mean, it really doesn't bother me. Steph scored 22 in the win in their last game, right?
Yeah, I like his under.
And they won.
I wouldn't mind taking an Al Horford over 10.5 because I think he has a little bit more impact here. And then I'd go right to Jaylen Brown over 24.5 at even money, playing in front of his family and friends because he's from that NorCal area. He's going to want to show out in game 1. And if Tatum has some jitters, he could definitely be the guy that shoots a lot more. So definitely like his over. And then you could play your threes prop too over 2.5 or 3.5.
All right. And so throw me a bone here. If I do like the Warriors, what props would you look for on the Warriors side that correlate with the win? And like I said, I don't necessarily think Steph correlates with the win.
Yeah,
I think you can hit that under, and I can still hit I still think the Warriors can win this game.
Yeah, it's like I can't give you a prop that pinpoints a Warriors win because they win the games when Steph scores 15. They win the games when Klay scores 10. So it's like I could tell you Clay's going to
What's
go over
Clay's
that
number at?
19 and a half. I could tell you he's going to go over that and they're going to win. He can score 15 and they win.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing about give me a Warriors prop that gives me like the game.
What about Poole? He actually had a pretty quiet series there against the Dallas Mavericks. Our guy, We the People, likes the Poole over on points. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. My worry is those Derek White's a great defender, and that's the guy that's going to match up with him off the bench.
That's a good point. If Robert Williams is out, do you like Grant Williams overs?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to pick up all the minutes, so yeah, definitely like his overs. But I think Robert Williams is going to play. I think you guys have 4 days off. They ain't going to miss the first game.
The thing is will he be 100%? But I think he gets out there and makes an attempt for sure. What about Smart over 7.5 assists? Are we seeing more point guard Marcus Smart?
I mean, you better be in like plus 210 on that number because FanDuel has 5.5.
Okay. All right. But do you like over 5.5?
Yeah, I like over 5.5. 7.5 is a little more like, I don't know. It's just I'd need a way better price.
All right. Here's from Energy. It's a DK promo. Bet team on the money line if they are leading by 10 plus at any time, you win the bet.
I mean, it's like one of those.
They're streaky teams. I like it because the Warriors, right? I mean, they're one of the few teams where I can have them -3 and they could be down by 12, and I'm not even really worried about it till like the third quarter.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is like these two teams might just trade blows. This lead might not grow higher than 5 or 6 points. That'd be my only worry there.
Really? See, I think it's the opposite. I think we could have all those 10-0 runs, those 12-0 runs.
I think neither coach lets those runs happen. Anytime they see the run coming, they just call timeout.
How much do you think of an advantage Kerr has over Udoka, if at all?
Not much. I don't like it.
No, we're just throwing out those 6 finals appearances and the 3 rings.
I think me and you could have coached those teams to finals appearances spread.
Well, you could have. I don't know if I could.
Luke Walton coached that team to one of their best records.
But that was during the regular season. That wasn't playoffs.
Okay, but he still was able to coach that team. Like, I think Steve Kerr's is kind of there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. See, this is one I disagree with. I think Golden State Warriors get exposed on how small they are in the series. Like, how are they that much smaller? Like, I mean, like we'll go through the starting lineups again, right? Like Looney and Robert Williams. Looney's actually bigger, right? Draymond to Al Horford. Okay, I gave up what 2-3 inches there. Wiggins to Brown.
Wiggins to Tatum.
Okay, they're the same size, right? Clay to Jaylen Brown.
I think Jalen's got a couple inches on him.
Yeah, a couple, but this is not like this crazy team, right? And then Steph and Derek White or Marcus Smart. Okay, I guess you got a little size there. I don't know. I thought that the Golden State. I think we have this idea of them, this team that they were in 2015, 2016. Number one, they don't live and die by the 3 anymore. They'll carve you up in the mid range, right? But everyone just acts like they're only a 3-point shooting team, and everyone acts like they're really small. I don't think they are, and I think that's why Andrew Wiggins is so important to this team. I actually think that maybe he's a guy that correlates on his props, although he could get 12 points, and if he does a great job on Tatum, that's really all that we need.
The chat's really taking a stand on my side, spread.
I know they love you, Tyler, and why not? Because you gave out all those like 25-1 parlays, right? I mean,
you got Philly with you. You got Philly with you.
All right, finally. But hey, I'm fine going against the world. I mean, hey, when was the last time that happened? Oh, when I took Miami. Boy, that didn't turn out too well. How many minutes is Looney playing? What's the lineup without him? Yeah, but that's like one of the best lineups of all time. The death lineup with Draymond at center. I mean, like,
good luck.
Golden State invented small ball.
Good luck putting Steph Curry and Jordan Poole on the floor together in this series.
I don't think it's as bad as you guys think.
I think it is. I think they're going to target the hell out of those guys.
I think you're really underrating.
Dallas had one guy. Dallas had one guy that tried to target Steph and Poole, and anytime Luka called for a screen, they just hedged it and waited for the guy to hurry up and get back. Will you try and do that against Boston? If it's Tatum calling for the screen and Horford setting it, now he's dropping.
And Grant Williams shooting and Marcus Smart shooting threes, I'm fine. I'll like my bet.
Okay, well, what happens late in the game when Tatum pulls that ball back and now it's 1-on-1 with Steph or Poole?
They're not going to allow that to happen. They're going to blitz. They're not going to let Tatum work 1-on-1 with Steph.
But they're a team that does not double team much spread. They might just sit
But
here and be stuck in their
they'll
ways.
blitz to avoid a bad switch.
We'll have to see how they play this game.
And Steph will fall off, and Steph will just fall back off that, But
I
they'll.
think Boston has the playmakers to make them pay when there's two guys blitzing.
I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I mean, you got Jason Tatum. Great, he'll give you what? Good 3-4 games. He can't play 2 good games in a row. You got Jaylen Brown. He's good. Another one, kind of inconsistent. And I'll live with Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, all these guys. If they beat me, they beat me, right? But I want the team playing team basketball, not the ISO team. Boston can go play that AAU style ball and can go up and can play that mid 2000 ball where they do all those ISO mid range jumpers, right? And they look great when they go in because it's one of the toughest, most beautiful shots in basketball. But I want the team. I want the team that's playing like a team basketball, all 5 players involved on the offense. We the People says Boston is elite on the road. That's why I think they take the first game and lose the next 2. Boston gets one at home. Great point here. Let's look at playoff records. Golden State, 9-0 at home during the playoffs. Boston, 7-2 on the road. So you make a great point. But as elite as Boston is at home, Golden State's more elite. Can you even be more elite? I don't think you can. Apologies to my English teacher. Robert says Celtics love shooting threes even if they miss 20 in a row. And that's the reason we get a lot of these blowouts, right? Is a lot of these teams just live and die by the 3 now. Oh, Gregory Russo, the professor. The Warriors are losing this series. I don't want to hear that, Greg. I don't want to hear that. Everyone else does. I don't want to hear that. We the People thinks ultimately the Dubs win at home game 7. Yeah, I think beating Golden State in San Francisco is going to be a lot harder than beating Miami Heat game 7.
You're not going to need 7.
Unbelievable. Boston offense has a lot better flow than last year, but still way to go. I agree. I think that they're too ISO oriented. So I'll take team basketball over ISO ball. That's me, and I could take the L here. Who are Wiggins and Steph guarding? Well, Wiggins is going to be on Tatum to start, right?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, he guarded Luka, and he did a damn good job. And then you'll have Draymond on Smart, which is awesome because I'm fine with him shooting threes. So now I get to let Draymond run as my free safety.
Where the hell are you hiding Steph at?
Derek White.
Derek White doesn't start. The starting lineup's Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams. You going to hide Steph on Robert Williams or Al Horford so you could put your guy Draymond on Marcus Smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck in this series.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to do that. You're right. I'm not going to do that. But we'll see how many minutes Robert Williams gets. Hey, and there's a good question, right, for something that we talked about earlier. Who do you think gets more minutes tonight, Robert Williams or Kevon Looney? Or are they completely there?
I think they mirror each other.
So it's just the same amount of minutes?
I think it's very close to this.
Let's just say Robert Williams pulls a hamstring or has issues with the quad or whatever he's dealing with right now. Does that mean Looney gets no more minutes for the rest of the series?
I think it could be one of them things where he goes back out there and Kerr realizes, now is not the time to play him. Now they're kind of going a little bit smaller. Grant Williams is now spacing the floor a bit more. Looney's just stuck in there. If Horford's the center, Horford can go stand on the 3-point line too. And now Looney's just kind of stuck there.
I don't think Looney's is agile and lacks that lateral movement that most people have kind of pigeonholed him at. I thought he did excellent on the switches against Luka. Now, to be fair,
all right,
Luka's slow.
I was about to say spread. I know it's Luka. I know he's a top 5 player.
Yeah.
The dude plays in slow motion. He doesn't move fast. These Boston guys are going to be moving fast, cutting in and out. This could be a whole different ball game than guarding Luka, who's I know it works every time, but when he steps towards you, it's all right. Dude's going to go between the legs, behind the back, and try and go around me. Mm-hmm. So you kind of are prepared for what's coming. Mind you, he gets past you most of the time, but still, it's the same moves every time, or he's shooting a step back 3 in your face.
Yeah, and the thing is he can make them.
Yeah.
So, I like his shot better than Tatum or Brown's too. So, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, hey, I could be, what is it, wearing egg on your face? I don't know what this term is. Eating crow. Right, tomorrow on the show or the next time we do a show. And guys, we're going to do a show for every single game. So even though it's Sunday and we usually don't do Sundays, we will be on.
Yeah, we will be here Sunday
for every single game. So you guys can look forward to that, and I'll do a better job of getting the times out right off the bat. And trying to do a better job of coordinating with the DFS side so we don't go head to head. I mean, that was poor planning, absolutely terrible planning. So we apologize for that. Unprivileged says if Tatum wants to show up, Golden State has no shot. Um, the team that made the finals 6 out of the last 8 years that has 3 rings has no shot. Good to hear. Make it happen says Warriors in 6. We the people says I also think the Warriors-based Celtics have a 3-point shootout in this series, which will be the Celtics' downfall at the end. Yeah, I mean, I could say if it does turn into a 3-point shootout, I would like Warriors' chances a little bit better. Would you agree with that, Tyler?
I do, but I think Udoka doesn't let that happen. Like, I think he's one of them coaches, like, if he sees them starting to bait his guys into shooting them and they start just letting them fly, he's going to call timeout, bring the guys in and be like, listen, drive to the hoop. This is what they want you doing. They want you shooting these threes. You start driving to the hoop, it's going to cause them so many more problems. And I think this team's pretty disciplined to where he could talk to them like that and they'll change the whole game plan and go to start driving towards the hoop more. So I think that he'd be able to get them under control.
Yeah, if that's the case, that'd be made. Let me go back to this one real quick. This is bugging me. And I'm privileged. I love having you in the chat, right? And we're just disagreeing, having some fun talking about sports. But I don't understand why we're elevating Tatum above like a top 15 player of all time.
Yeah, I mean, was that like a question directed at me or?
Yeah, because didn't you have Tatum better than Steph when we did this exercise on Monday?
We're talking right now. It's like,
yeah, how much worse is he than he was 4 years ago? I mean, like, yes, his shooting percentage is down just a little bit, but still one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen.
He is still one of the greatest shooters, but now we're factoring in defense and everything else. It's like, I just watched
Tatum. His defense isn't that bad. I mean, you guys act like he's like this, like James Harden on defense or Kyrie Irving, but he's not. Like he's good. He's just limited by his size. Like it's not like the effort isn't there.
It's going to be his downfall in this series.
All right, we will see. We will see. And unfortunately, Eric's right here. This is so stupid. I mean, he shouldn't even be involved. Scott Foster will play a big role in one of these games. Hopefully, it's game 3 because I want to be
on my side too because he loves the Celtics.
I know. Why is that? Did he grow up in Boston?
So I'm not even sure if he grew up in Boston.
Yeah, he's been crushing us all the time. So, all right, let's see. What other ways to look at this, Tyler? I don't think that. So I love the Warriors tonight, and if they're down at the end of the half, I plan on doubling down. What do you think? I mean, is this an auto bet if the Warriors are down going into halftime, or are you going to talk me out of one of my favorite bets I've ever made in all of the NBA?
No, I mean Boston is one of the I don't want to say one of the worst third quarter teams, but they're not one of the better third quarter teams.
Right.
And Golden State's probably the best third quarter team. So yeah.
Should we just bet third quarter right now?
I wouldn't say right now because I think it all depends on game flow too. If Golden State's up 30 at half, like
what is the chance of a blowout tonight though? Let's be honest, right? We were complaining here on this show. We had some stinkers in the last series, right? Even Game 7 wasn't that exciting until they made that run with 2 minutes to go. And I think that was also another indictment on Boston's ability to close. When the game's on the line, they got Marcus Smart throwing up a bunch of stupid shots, allowing Miami to get back into it. But I don't expect to see a lot of blowouts. I think these games will be closer. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, game 1 is tough because they've blown out every team in game 1. Boston coming off a 7-game series, like. This could be one of them spots they blow them out, and then next game Boston comes back and beats the hell out of them.
And we didn't drop that gem yet, did we? Tyler, do you know Steve Kerr's record in game 1s?
I know it's really good.
21-2, baby. 21-2. 21-2. That's for everybody. Throw these in the chat. I'll throw them on the screen. Robert says, what's your serious prediction? Of course, Tyler and I will give ours out at the end. But I want to hear what everyone's thinking because, like, at this point, right? I mean, the chat, right? Eric, We the People, Richie Smalls, Make It Happen, Unprivileged, Gregory Russo. We see you in the chat. Andrew G. We want to hear what you're saying, Fila. Like, we love it. So throw them in the chat. I'll throw them on the screen, right? It's just not just me and Tyler talking these games. It's everybody here. Here's Unprivileged again. Tatum is a handful spread. I don't think there's a Golden State Warrior that can guard him. Luka and Ja gave them a run without help. Boston is a stacked team. Yeah, that's interesting. I personally like Luka way more than Tatum personally. That's just me. And I think the Ja is pretty close. And I think that you're kind of underrating that the help that those guys got. Especially Ja. I think Memphis has got a really good supporting cast there, and obviously the Mavericks did have issues with their supporting cast. So a great point there with Luke. I guess it's easier when you only have one guy to focus on. But I'd argue if you take Tatum out, what are the chances of 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 Boston winning? Let's say I tell you right now that I could look into the future and Tatum scored 19 points. Wouldn't you feel like the Warriors won? I mean, don't you feel like he needs to get 25 plus for them to win?
I mean, yes and no, because at the same time, he could have 19 and Brown could have 35. So it's like,
Okay, so you don't think they're completely dependent on him?
no.
Okay,
I think
because we did that with Luka, and it's over.
Yeah, the thing about
Right.
Dallas is, they were Luka or bust.
Yeah.
I don't think Boston's Tatum or bust.
Did you think Miami was Butler or bust? Because I think it kind of got to them.
Yeah, it got to that point with all the injuries they dealt with.
All right, yeah. And Jaylen Brown, hey, I gotta love Jaylen Brown because he's a NorCal guy and went to Cal, Pac-10. Love it.
He's gonna have so much easier of a series here too. Spread. Like, I know Clay's still a good defender, but just the active hands Miami would hit him with when he drive to the lanes, like they poke the ball away so much from him. Like, I just think he's gonna have so much easier of a time scoring the ball here.
I'll concede that point to you because I think you got a good point there. Let's check the chat. Warriors in 6 from Robert. Dubs in 5 from Fila. We the people, Dubs in 7. Looks like some guys are with me after all. Robert says they'll make Tatum settle for 10 plus threes. Fila's giving us the game by game breakdown. Game 1 and 2, Warriors. Game 3, Boston. Game 4 and 5, Warriors. Love that. How much better is the 3-9 on Boston than Golden State? I don't think they're better. Do you, Tyler?
Oh, I think they're better.
Okay, so we did this last time, and we got an argument on Mangone's show. I said Clay's their 3. Who's your 3? Marcus Smart?
Yeah, it'd be Smart, Horford, Robert Williams.
I'd say Robert
Derek
Williams
White,
is better than
Grant
Horford when he's
Williams.
healthy.
But you're doing 3-9 spread. Like, okay, you have Clay, but now once you get to the end of this list,
so we'll do each one. So who's 4 versus 4?
All right, so your first 2 are Steph and Draymond because you want Draymond at 2 for some reason. So you have Clay.
Because he's the whole engine of the whole team. If Draymond gets hurt, I'm off this Warriors train, right? If Draymond rolls his ankle tonight or, sprains ACL and he's out for the series, I'm off this train. Okay? They can't win without him in my mind. So 4th, I'm going Jordan Poole. Who are you taking?
Mine would be Horford.
I think Poole's better than Horford. What do you think?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we're disagreeing there. Who's your 5?
Robert Williams.
And then who would my 5 be? Wiggins? I like it again. I think Andrew Wiggins right now is better than Robert Williams.
And then I got Derek White.
And I got Kevon Looney.
And I got Grant Williams.
And I got...
Nothing. Otto Porter on 1 foot. Gary Payton, who's like supposed to be healthy but can't even crack the rotation now. Bielitsa, like...
All right. Well, I'm going to concede 6
You're
through 9.
You're gonna put guys in there.
I'll concede 6 through 9.
You're gonna put guys in there just graduated? Kaminga and Moody?
I mean, I don't hate it. And I was going to ask you about that. They ran a lot of those wacky lineups. Like, I didn't think Kaminga or Moody would get any run. Does Steve Kerr do that tonight, or do we finally see like a playoff style rotation?
No, I think he ran them because I think he has them like as a break the glass if we need you kind of type thing. Like, we need you guys to like play in the playoffs, get the kind of like the idea of what this is going to be. Because if, God forbid, someone goes down, you're the next guy's up. So be ready is my thing. And I also think it's one of the things like if they just can't match up well with Boston, they need like a little bit of a bigger guy. Maybe they're like Kaminga, just go out there and let's see what happens. Like, you can't send them out. Like, if you were sending these guys out there with no playoff experience into the finals, they're probably just going to fold under the lights. But maybe with the little bit of experience they had throughout this playoff run, maybe they give you a little like nice 10-minute spurt.
And I think, like I said, one of those terrible injuries does happen. It's nice that they had a little experience. Richie says, what's the Dubs' best lineup? It's the pool party. It's the pool party's the best lineup, right? Poole, Steph, Clay, Dre, Wiggins. That's the best lineup, right?
I just think there's a nice counterpart on the other side.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, he's asking what's the best lineup. That's what I think. He thinks we won't read this on here. We want to stay on the YouTube channel. Fred, is it because you're a SAC guy and have to go to SF? No, it's because I probably, if Boston had gone to the final 6 out of the last 8 years, I'd probably go with them too. It's probably because I'm a guy that like is Pavlovian to where if I bet on someone and they give me money, I want to keep doing it, right? Like Nadal at the French Open, like I always win on it, so I'm going to keep doing it, right? Iga Swiatek, right? Like why would I not just keep betting her? She keeps winning, so I think it's more of like the I've won in the past, so I just want to keep doing it because it feels right. Um, Let's see. We the people gave us game 1 in the Celtics, game 2 Warriors, game 3 Warriors. That's interesting. Game 4 Celtics, game 5 Warriors, 6 Celtics. All right, there we go. Make it happen says the Heat took them 7 and they barely squeaked that series out. The Warriors are a way better team than the Heat. He's got a point there, Tyler. What do you think?
I mean, we've all talked about this series spread, and we all came to the same conclusion. That was one of the wackiest series we've ever seen. Like, one team blows one team out the next night, the next team blows another team out. Like,
and so you're not concerned with Boston's lack of consistency, putting forth good efforts every night?
No.
Okay, I am. Maction Jones says season 4 and it won't be close. I think that's the one that everybody will disagree with. But I don't think there's any way there's a sweep on either side.
I think there could be a gentleman's sweep on either side, but I don't think there's a sweep.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, talk about Scott Foster, right? I mean, he'd probably go against the Celtics to avoid that sweep. He's that much of a company guy. He said, could you see a Dre, Clay, Steph, Poole, and Iggy? I don't think we're going to see Iggy.
I don't know why people keep wanting to send Iguodala out there to guard Tatum like he's
like my age.
Yeah, it's like he's going to get cooked. Yeah. Your best bet to guard Tatum is Wiggins. Like, Iguodala isn't coming back to save the day.
And then you know what sucks is about all these breakdowns is foul trouble can completely throw everything out, right? Because if Wiggins gets in foul trouble early, I'm worried. If Tatum or Brown gets on foul trouble on your side early, that's one of the hardest parts about capping the NBA. Porter is a great backup. We all agree on that one, right?
Yes, but is he playing?
I don't know yet, but he's a great backup if he does play.
I was told all last week that the dude was healthy and ready to go. Now he's questionable on the injury report.
Yeah, I know. And it's a tough injury.
It's almost like he's hurt and they just won't announce it. And they're just like, maybe he'll be able to fight his way back.
I mean, they do have some pretty good drugs there. I mean, this is Bay Area, the home of Balco. Eric Chang says Kuminga's a young Giannis. I love Kuminga probably more than anyone. I don't know about that. Kuminga's getting love in the chat. He said Kuminga can guard Boston's 1 through 4. What do you think about that?
I'd be interested to see him out on the floor. He's got the size too, but we'll see if he does it in the big moment.
He says if Boston had Turkoglu. I don't like Turkoglu. Are you guys just tilting me now? Are you on tilting me now? I'm on Warriors and I'm in Indiana. All right, Robert. Warriors small ball lineup can be a big problem for the Celtics. You like that? Richie Smalls using a little poetry there.
It ain't going to be a big problem when they could throw the same lineup back at him.
All right. Our guy, yes. Good to see. Mr. Trading Card in action. He's new to town. Watch your girl. When he's in your town, he's got a 4-2 dubs. Gary Payton, too, could help a lot. What do you think of that? What do you think of him coming back?
He can help guarding Marcus Smart, 6'2" guy, and guard nobody else on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you're loving this size deal, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Because what was I told? What was I told all last year? Spread.
What?
Milwaukee's bigger than everybody,
and they won.
Guess what? I got the bigger team this time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'll tell you what, I'm a lot happier having Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green than Chris Paul. Never got it done in his whole career, and Devin Booker still kind of new to the stage. So, yeah. Boston doesn't have a flamethrower behind the arc. So, this is a lot of fun.
A little bit of a hot take. Because any of those guys on Boston, I think, can get hot from behind the arc.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the new NBA. Right. I mean, it just happens now, right? These breakout games. So, but it's true though, right? If Horford has a big game from behind the arc, I'm worried about my bet. If you tell me like Grant Williams is going to have 21 tonight, I'm a little worried about my bet, right? This isn't, he's Felix says a Grant Williams. He was the guy I was thinking about too, Grant Williams flamethrower, because he's a guy that if he does get hot, right, he can be that PJ Tucker role.
Yeah, he shoots all the corner threes.
The corner threes, and he plays defense that's like rough, rugged, and physical, and really wears you down. So he's a big part there. So all right, having fun with the chat. Tyler, is there anything that you like think we missed? I mean, we've obviously talked about this a lot, but like maybe stuff that we talked about on different shows that we didn't bring up today for people who only saw this show.
No, I mean, I think we hit everything pretty much right on the head. I mean, unless you want to get into the futures of it, like maybe like betting a finals MVP, like if you think Steph finally breaks through, if you think one of the other guys takes it
I
from
mean,
them.
isn't that pretty easy? If you like the Warriors, take Steph. If you like the Celtics, take Tatum. What are the chances of it being a non-Celtics, non-Tatum Steph?
I mean,
who else could get it?
Clay
Marcus
could
Smart, if he absolutely shut
Clay
down
could
Steph.
get it for Golden State.
It's got like a 5% chance because Clay's not going to have like game after game after game.
If Poole has these crazy games off the bench spread, like 320+ point games, and they win those games,
they can't give it to Poole over.
They could easily give it to him.
Oh, if they did that, oh my
If
god!
Jaylen Brown has a couple 30+ point games, and Tatum's a little like lackadaisical in the series, he could win it. If Smart,
yeah,
I know it's not. He's not.
All right, so who's more likely,
Curry?
Brown or Smart, to get it? If it's not
Brown.
Tatum.
Brown, unless Smart just, which probably won't
like
happen.
What if Curry only averages 11?
That's what I mean. Unless Smart just holds Curry to like 15 a game on like 35% shooting.
Yeah. So, all right, yeah, let's look at some of those. Tyler, you know what I thought the best way to approach this, if you were on my side, you take the Warriors in 6 and the Warriors in 7. It's going to give you plus money on both of them. What specific series bets are you looking at? Like, do you have you said what, Celtics in 6? What's your number there?
Let me pull it back up.
And while you do that, I mean, I completely agree with you. Eric actually summed this up better than I was trying to say it, so I'll just read what he said. It would take Curry or Tatum having awful series. If they're even okay, they'll give it to Curry or Tatum. Yeah, that's how I see it too.
Boston in 6 is plus 440. Boston in the 7's plus 600.
You like that plus 440 though, huh?
Yep.
And that's really not bad. Like I said, I don't see a sweep. Even a 4-1, I guess a 4-1 I could see for the Warriors.
Plus 430 on that.
But I was just going to go 6 or 7. I didn't even think the 4-1 was that possible. Like I said, I think this is a close series. And as much as I'm saying, oh, Warriors this, Warriors that, Warriors pom-poms, right? I mean, like the Celtics are going to win a couple games, especially at home. Warriors have not been that good on the road, right? That was something we were on all year. As much as we love the Warriors at home, we didn't like them on the road. No, right? And how many times did you chastise me this season when I was about to pick the Warriors on the road? Right? And you ended up being right, as they fall to like Minnesota or teams like that. So, all right. So give me your best props for the day. Best bets time. Best prop or side total for the day.
Give me the Steph under 27.5. I think Golden State wins the game, so I figured that's where you'll be. I don't want to take that off of you. And then as for one of these props, like the series ones, the game 1 series parlay, give me Golden State to win game 1, Boston win the series at plus 400.
I like that. All right. Yeah, so I'll do the Warriors win in 6, Warriors win in 7 for my series long props. Take both of those. And I'll take the Warriors minus 3.5 for tonight. Even though I don't think there's going to be a lot of blowouts on these shorter spreads, I think it's going to be just pick the winner. I mean, do you think there'll be a buzzer beater tonight? I mean, that would be fun. Cool. I mean, I would lose.
I don't think so. I don't think tonight, but I think maybe at some point in the series you do get one of those games, but I don't think game 1.
Yeah. So anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of us is going to have to come on, and hang our head in shame after game 1. But remember, right? And I have to tell myself this too. Even if the Warriors win tonight, it's not over. Even if the Celtics win tonight, it's not over. I don't
now, do we want to keep the people waiting for our reactions to game 1, or do we want to do a reaction show tomorrow? And then the Sunday show will solely be based on that game.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
We could do a reaction show tomorrow. I'm game for it.
I do not want to do a reaction show if I'm wrong.
He's like, pencil it in now. Golden State loses, scribble it out.
All right, we'll do a reaction show tomorrow. This is a lot of fun.
I was about to say, and I think Golden State's winning game 1, so I'm setting myself up to get just pelted tomorrow.
Not really, because if you think about it, right? If you pick Boston to win, if you pick the Golden State to win the series tonight, you need tonight a lot more than you do if you pick Boston. Because in my scenario, I got Golden State winning both of them at home.
Plus, I mean, I forget who said it in the chat. Someone said it in the chat. I'd have to scroll back up and find it. The other reason I want Golden State to win this game spread, Boston's like, I think it's 6-1 against the spread after a loss in the playoffs, or 6-0. I can't remember. But game 2, I'm going right back to them. So please lose game 1 so I can bet that trend.
You know what? If there's no Scott Foster in that game too, I think it's gonna be the first time that they don't do it. I'm scrolling up. Hey, good chat today. It took me a long time to find this. Where is that? Did I scroll past it? Regardless, the point was what? They're awesome against the spread coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Where was that? I must have missed it.
I should go back up, see if I can find it.
Yeah, if you do, let me know who said it so I know what to look out for. I love all this Tatum love, and hey, maybe I could be wrong, right? Maybe he's just so much better than I think. So, to me, like obviously he has the great games. I just worry that he just doesn't do it like game after game. You know, it just felt like he needed like a bad game to do it. So, all right, it seems like people in the chat want a reaction show though. So you know what? I think especially if the Warriors lose, I think people like it when I have to come on.
Oh, Eric Chang. I want
ass.
Golden State to win game 1 so I can get on Boston in game 2. Boston undefeated ATS off a loss in the playoffs.
What time did he say that at?
3:42.
1:42.
3:42.
No. 12:42.
12:42 for you out on the West Coast.
Here we go. We finally found it. Thank you, Eric. Boston undefeated against the spread off a loss in the playoffs. So thank you for that, Eric. And hey, while we're here, Gregory Russo's already apologizing like the series is over. The professor has a ton of confidence going into tonight's game. Yeah, Eric, it's 12:42, man. Hey. Tyler's got it going on. So, of course, yeah, I like Warriors -3.5 tonight. I like the Warriors in 6 and the Warriors in 7. Bet them both. What do you think about Jaylen Brown Finals MVP? You know that I'm against it, but what do you think, Tyler?
I don't
That's
hate
why
it,
he
but
asked you.
I wouldn't go crazy betting it. Like maybe bet 1 unit on it. You kind of hope Tatum has a down series and he just dominates them, which I think is very possible. But I wouldn't go crazy on it because again, Tatum plays a halfway decent series, probably falls into the award.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's gonna be really hard for him not to get it if they win, right? I mean, even look at all the love in the chat, right? They're putting Tatum over a top 15 player of all time, and it's funny, Tyler, because when I go out, right, I'm out and about. It doesn't happen as much when I'm older, right? I don't see any kids trying to be Jason Tatum out on the court. They're all trying to be Steph Curry. Steph Curry, the man who changed the game. Here's the thing from Unprivileged Productions. He's parlaying Draymond over 5.5 assists. I like that. Tatum over 30.5 assists, points, and rebounds. I mean, I don't like it, but it's a good play. Smart over 2 3-pointers. I mean, this is all correlating with the Boston win. Don't you think Marcus Smart's 3-point percentage kind of directly correlates to Boston's win percentage?
If he's hitting threes, it's going to be
hard.
very,
It's going to be
very
hard.
tough to beat.
Because I'm thinking if I'm Kerr, I'm fine with him shooting, right?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the things. Like he's one of the guys you want shooting, but if all of a sudden he gets 5
hot,
for 8
right?
from deep, it's like now we don't want him.
But he's
shooting.
like a 32% career 3-point shooter. He's got Williams over 2.5 blocks and steals. I'm a little worried about that one only because of health. But if you tell me he's healthy, I'm getting hungry. If you tell me if he's healthy, I like that. Steph over 3.5 3-pointers. All right, that's a pretty good parlay there. So, Richie Smalls always reminding me. Thank you for helping me out. Everybody like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tyler, anything else we want to talk about before I come tomorrow to gloat, brag, wear my Warriors clothes, all gold? What's that song? Gold all on my watch. That's going to be me tomorrow wearing all Warriors gear. Anything more for the people before we jump off?
Nope, I think that's it. I mean, just looking at some of these player performance doubles, because I do think Golden State wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only ones that really stick out to me, because I don't think Steph has a really good game. I really don't want to get involved in
think Wiggins is the best one because I think he directly correlates the most.
Yep, and I really don't want to get involved in Draymond's because 7+ assists, 10+ points, 9+ rebounds. I really don't want to play with any of those. But Wiggins 2+ threes in Golden State wins +190. I kind of wouldn't mind taking a shot on.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Poole 4+ assists in Golden State wins +260. Jordan Poole 3+ threes Golden State wins +330. Would be some ways maybe I'd look at getting on.
Am I getting more than 10-1 on a Draymond triple double and win? Because at more than 10-1, I think it's worth it.
There isn't a triple double listed for him, but his triple double, like a triple double and win, isn't listed. But his regular triple double is just 30-1.
It's 30-1.
Yeah. He's not scoring 10 points, Brad.
That's almost worth it. It's almost worth it. 30-1.
I think you're better off betting Steph's at 60-1.
Oh, Steph's not getting a trophy. I think Draymond's got a better chance. All right. We the people, best bets is Tatum double-double. And if you're new to the show, right, and you're just, jumping in for the finals and not a regular NBA, he has been completely awesome all year. So Tatum double-double. So, all right, that is it for us today. We'll be back for the reaction show tomorrow. Tyler probably would take the loss in stride.
I'm already prepared to take the loss in stride. I think
if the
it'd be
Warriors
even
lose
better.
tonight,
It'd be even
you
better
are
if we
gonna-
win, because now it's like, oh, you thought you had it in the bag.
I think for content, if the Warriors lose tonight, you are going to see. I'm either going to be ultra depressed or ultra pissed off. He says, "Dude, Tyler, Tyler, is this your burner?"
I haven't looked down the type anything up.
I'm just kidding. We appreciate everyone in the chat, man. I'm privileged. We love to have you here, just disagreeing, talking about sports, having a great time. I appreciate everybody for joining us. Reminder, if you're not a member, head on over to runpuresports.com. Use that promo code GetBets. Tyler and I will be back tomorrow to either gloat or to take the walk of shame. Run Pure.